Hey everybody. We are live. It is
And
April
we're in sync
17th.
today.
Yes, mainly. It is April 17th, Wednesday, and this is our first live show in a while. So we are so excited to be back.
Great
And
to be back.
not only that, who do we have here today?
We got Bob and Ashley, but we have Bob out of Bob&Ashley, and we got Jim from More Sunshine, Please. Hey guys.
So hello everyone. Say hello.
Hey
Hello,
Derek, hey
everyone.
Greg, hey Bob.
Hey Jim, hey everyone. Hey Steve's World, Jedi Balloon Master, Pamela. How you guys doing?
We are good. And you know what? I didn't realize. I mean, this is breaking news. They just released the NFL schedule for 2019. Buffalo Bills schedule's out.
I don't think that's Disney related.
It is always Buffalo Bills is so important. But yes, we are back. So we have a Disney chat tonight. So we're just going to have fun. We're going to be kind of, as Greg says, let's wing it tonight. So we have some subjects that we're going to go over. And if you guys can just put stuff in the chat to help, get some different chat. So we will share some news, some things, and get your guys' opinion on it. So Greg, what do you have?
Well, let's first welcome some of our all our viewers here. We got Steve's World, Jedi Balloon Master, Ruth Voorhees, MGM Family Traveling, Peter P, River to Disney, Moments That Matter Travel, and George B is here right now.
It's RVing to Disney.
Huh?
RVing to Disney.
Oh, sorry. What did I say?
I thought you said riving to river to Disney.
RVing to Disney. Okay, sorry.
So welcome everyone. So just kind of a few things as we're going on. So since we are winging it, and I don't have my notes. Okay, yeah, I do have my notes. So
you don't have to keep saying we're winging it. Just talk normal. See, this is what happens when you're not used to not having structure.
I like control. I like plan, and he's taken my control away. So all right, Greg, it's your show.
No, it's all of our show. Stop. So the Jedi Balloon Master said, Pat's Nation, stand up. Feel bad you all are Bills fans, though. That's tragic. Just kidding. Love you, man.
It's
You're just a Bills fan. We're not all Bills fans.
Yep, since 1976, I've been a Bills fan. A little hint on my age there.
Yeah, I'm a Lions fan. That's so much better.
All right, so let's get this show going. So a couple of things that we wanted to talk about. We are
well, first off, we can't have our first show coming back. I told him not to do this, but I'm probably gonna drop this. But he did make a dilly dilly. So dilly dilly, everybody.
Dilly dilly.
Welcome back.
Dilly dilly.
Oh, I gave you the wrong one. That one's spicy.
I can't even tell the difference. Yeah. I'm not going to drink that much of it anyway, but that's fine.
So welcome, everyone. We just want to make sure that you guys don't think that we drink all the time. We like to do it on the show.
Well, I have no idea what you put in that one because that one tastes weird.
It's got ginger in it, ginger beer.
That's why it tastes okay.
So, yep, welcome back. We are happy to be back. And going along with just some of the stuff that we had started to talk about before we went on our little break, we are doing a group cruise. So we really want to start promoting this. The group cruise isn't until September of 2020, so it's still a very long way away. But one of the things that we are trying to do is people who've never been on a cruise before that are interested, especially a lot of our Disney fans here, that are interested in going with us and also going on a cruise. So we are going on the Symphony of the Seas. It is September 26, 2020, and it is going out of Miami with ports of call, St. Martin, St. Thomas, and Coco Key, which is Royal Caribbean's private island. So we are going to be doing that. So if you guys are interested in our About page, you'll see our email address, which is the Disney Explorers 17@gmail.com. But don't take my word for it. Look for it inside the About page.
You said September 26th?
September 26th.
Of next year,
2020. Yep. So if you guys are interested, send us an email because we're trying to track who are interested. We are going through a travel agent that we actually met on the Disney cruise back in 2016. So if you guys want a flyer on it, we can send that to you. So benefits to that. but we really want to start promoting that so we can get. I know we have some people that have been interested already. We only have 16 cabins, so that we're booking it. So a little bit about that.
Just Pamela asked, "Are you on Shipmate?" I've never heard of Shipmate.
Yeah, it is. We are on Shipmate, and
what is that?
It's an app. It's an app that you can see basically what cruises people are going on.
Do you guys have you used Shipmate, Bob?
Ashley uses it all the time.
Yeah.
I will let you know what our profile name is. It is D&G Explorers 17. Is it? So.
Oh, Catherine's here. Moments That Matter Travel.
Hey, there you go.
Welcome, Catherine.
Catherine is our travel agent, which we are going on. She's going to be in charge of the group cruise, so we do not have to touch the money, which should be fun. But DGE, those are all capital, and then lowercase Explorers 17. That's.
We wouldn't be touching the money anyway.
No, we wouldn't. No. So yeah, that's a little bit exciting that we're excited about. Also, for talking about cruising, we did have to bump our Disney cruise back. It was planned for this November, which was a Disney cruise. We have to backlog that into February. The good news is it's going to be
a Star Wars cruise.
So that should be exciting. It's still the same itinerary on the same ship, the Disney Fantasy.
Yeah. We'll have to get out our lightsabers and our hooded shirts and all that stuff.
I'm gonna wear my BB-8 hat. Forget that.
Oh wow, yeah, it's up there.
And then in 2021, we actually just booked an Alaskan cruise already in 2021. So we're excited about that. So we have a lot of cruise planned in addition to all the different park stuff that's going on. So a lot still has been happening while we have not been in front of the camera. And then Greg, who else on chat?
Matthew and Lauren came on. Alyssa Stenberg, welcome. Moments That Matter Travel. Disney Nerd Herders, and just Pamela, Donna Hoover, George B, and I think that's all for the newest people that came on the show. So welcome everybody that's here. Thank you.
Hello, Donna.
For joining
Donna
us.
Hoover is she lived next door to me growing up.
Excuse me. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So welcome, Donna. We met her at AppCal.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so very cool. Thank you. Thanks for joining, guys.
Matthew and Lauren said, will we see you on an inaugural Disney cruise for one of the new Disney ships?
We
Maybe
probably won't go
sometime.
on a Disney cruise, a new one, until 2022. So
How does that work? Do the people who had more Disney cruise get first crack at that compared to somebody who's never been on a Disney cruise for the inaugural ones?
they will be able to, if they're a higher tier,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
they're going to be able to do it at least like a day before the next tier, and then because I think there's platinum, is it gold and then silver, and then first timers, and I think they do them in a row in terms of how many days out in advance that you can do it. So those who are platinum, I don't know what you're pointing to.
You're not eating your stuff. It's going to be cold.
I can't talk and eat at the same time.
That means you won't have to talk.
So yes, they should be able to get priorities. And then if you're a Disney Vacation Club, I believe they are in with the second tier down. They're not with the top tier. I believe they're the second tier down, if I remember right. So yeah, that should be exciting. But we won't be able to do it. The ships start in 2021, 2022, and 2023. We'll probably go on our next. Besides the fantasy, next year, 2022 will be our next Disney cruise on a new ship after that.
2021's the 50th.
It is. Yep. So we have an Alaskan cruise, and then we have. It sounds like Ashley's home. Welcome.
Wow. Derek,
What?
are you saying that she's a dog barking?
No, that's their warning sign that.
Oh my
that
gosh.
she's home.
I was like, wait, what are you talking about? That's wrong.
All right, Greg. Let's get this show running.
This show has been running.
So while I get logged into the chat.
Excuse me. Well, it's nice that you have all these plans and stuff, but I still take one day at a time because that's all we can really do. So, but it's nice to think about long-term plans. Taser travel. We were planning a day or two at Disneyland next year when we are California for a week before our Carnival Panorama cruise. Haven't been to Disneyland yet. Always go to Disney World. Excited. Well, that's awesome. By then, Star Wars will be open, and hopefully the crowds will be a lot lower at that time.
Yeah.
So
we met them on Norwegian Bliss. We were talking to Jeremy, I believe. We were talking to him by the go-karts.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And speaking of Star Wars Galaxy, from what I read, it looks like the one in Florida was a little delayed because they had to knock more stuff down for demolition, or had more demolition for construction. And then I guess the one here is going to be on time, but did the one in Florida get pushed back more, or is that why the date is where it's at now? Because I just read it recently.
I hadn't heard that it was delayed. I always heard that Galaxy's Edge in Florida was due to open later in the year than Disneyland. Disneyland will open in May, and now, as a matter of fact, we all thought it would open up late in the year in December, but through a recent announcement, they said they were going to open it up in August now. So, if anything, maybe they're ahead of schedule.
It was delayed here because of the storms.
No, so it was delayed.
Yeah, that's why it was pushed back a little bit because of the water and all that they had to deal with.
I was reading that they had to had more demolition to make room for more construction. Maybe they didn't foresee how much construction they really needed.
I think though that's why it's not opening. What they meant is why it's not opening the same time as Disneyland, and why Disneyland's opening up ahead of it, because they had to do more work on it. But
yeah,
I hadn't heard that it's been delayed beyond what they originally called out for.
They're kind of doing, like, I guess, a lottery type of a thing. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but people, they already said that the hotels here on site in California are already completely booked, and everybody that's booked for the Disneyland on site hotels will have a chance to be able to go in before the regular public, along with some lucky few people that are off the Disney site. So I don't know how they're going to pick names or how that's going to happen. And then they don't even know how long they're going to have to be in the park, because they want to give everybody a chance to go in there. I'm thinking maybe 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours at the most, if they're going to have all these people trying to go in and out. I don't even know how they're going to keep track of everybody.
That's what they did at Pandora when Pandora opened here.
Oh, wow.
But then when you went in, there was no way for them to make you get out. So we were in for our 3-hour window. I think we were there 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
The first day.
Yeah, I didn't know about that with Pandora. We just went there when we went there. We do have to try going on the Flight of Passage, like the regular way, not Fast Pass, just so we can see everything, because we missed the whole Avatar and the the water tube and everything, and so it takes away from stuff. So
yeah,
but and then
I'm sorry. How did the opening of Toy Story Land compare with the opening of Pandora, for example, Bob, or what they have planned for Galaxy's Edge and Disneyland? What was Toy Story Land like? Were you there opening day?
No, if you remember, the week before I had my heart issue, so I missed the opening. I was actually the opening day. I went to Epcot instead.
Yeah, when things open like that, I avoid Walt Disney World altogether, if I can. I mean, we're lucky enough to live so close. We can get there, a week later or two. So
yeah, but
if I can avoid the big crowds,
we're going to be in Disneyland the week before, so we're going to see it before it opens here.
So Matthew and Lauren are cast members, and they haven't been told anything yet on the reservations. So even they're in the dark on all this too. So I don't know. I guess the higher up people are making these decisions. And speaking of higher ups, Bob Iger, yeah, that's how you say his name. I guess he's stepping down sometime next year.
For the second time.
Huh?
For the second announcement, because he announced it previously and he never did.
Well, I guess this is like an official announcement. So have you guys heard anything about that?
Just that it was happening. I know he's been with the company a long time. I think he's been with the company 45 years, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, if I had his bank account, I'd be retiring too. Why would I continue to work if I had that much money?
Yeah, why did you work 45 years?
There was something on the internet, because when I'm at work, we have like these articles for the internet that I come across, and it had his picture up, and it said, "This CEO gets paid 100 times more than the actual employees." So I never read the article, but I'm guessing they were talking about him because his picture was there, and the background was Galaxy's Edge, like a picture of it. So I'm gathering that's who they were talking about. But 100 times more, I wish I had that bank account. It's crazy.
So Jim, do you have that little something that your channel is well known for?
Are you ready? Here we go. Chat check!
Awesome. So if you guys haven't seen
That's
Jim's
our
show,
version of it.
yes,
'Cause they
thank
can't have
you,
the spinning
Jim,
thing.
for providing that over. But Jim is well known for his chat check on there. So I love that version on our channel too. So thank you, Jim. So let's look at some of the chat. Moments That Matter, which is Catherine. She said, Matthew and Lauren, I plan to sail on all the inaugurals. These are the Disney cruises. So look forward to seeing you, which will be awesome. Tejo Travel said that they are planning to California, but they had been to also Disneyland Paris. So if you guys haven't been to Disneyland before, you will find Disneyland Paris is going to be more closer to Disneyland California than Walt Disney World, because you have the two parks that are next to each other. So that kind of structure is very similar. But Disneyland has the whole city built up around it, so there's not much greenery compared to Disneyland Paris. So we were able to go. I think we might have gone the same year as you guys.
25th
We
anniversary
were
when we
the
went.
25th.
That's when they had the metallic coloring like all over.
Oh yeah.
And I would hope that they've changed that by now.
And those are some of the first vlogs that we filmed traveling. It was in September of 2017. So that was really cool. We also have, I noticed, I don't think you had said these names. Danny McGlone is here, as well as Ruth Voorhees. So if I'm butchering your names, you guys, I do apologize. And let's see.
You did say butchering, didn't you?
Butchering. Yeah.
Okay, I thought you said something else for a moment.
New York City Rocks is here. Welcome, guys. I can't wait for Galaxy's Edge. Did you see where Disney donated $5 million to help with the rebuilding of the cathedral in Paris?
I was going to.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that a little bit later.
They actually have $1 billion altogether so far. Wherever the money is going to, Notre Dame has at least $1 billion so far going towards the restoration. So that's awesome.
Yes, and then also joining us is, whoops.
Brian Udding.
So welcome. So a little bit about Bob Iger, because we were talking a little bit about it. I don't know, guys, what you're, and the people that are watching, I don't know what your opinions is on him, but how do you think he did as a CEO? Because he was instrumental in the transactions or transitions of acquiring Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars franchise, and what was the other one that we talked about that Fox.
Well, Fox.
So
that's
some
probably going to be his last big thing that he
business
does.
dealings that he was in charge of. So he's going to step down, he says, probably in 2021 at the end of it, and they're looking for a successor right now. There was two people that they named, but they weren't really sure about who it was going to be. But what do you guys think about him stepping down, and what did you think he was as a CEO for Disney? Bob, Jim, what do you think?
Well, as far as building the brand, Disney certainly has expanded under him, and I don't know if this is his fault. And we all love the Disney parks and everything, but a lot of people think that the customer service, the attention to detail in the parks may have suffered a bit under his watch. And I don't even know if it's his fault. There's certainly a person in charge of parks and resorts and all that is probably more responsible. But Disney's customer service used to be above reproach. It used to be number one in the business, and it's not quite like that anymore. Apologies to all current cast members, Matthew and Lauren. Sorry.
Was there something that you experienced?
No. I just when I see other videos, other people talking about this, longtime guests of the parks, they had a different experience back in the day than they do now. Not that it's still not still wonderful. It's just it's not all roses. It's there are, and I don't know if I'm getting off on a tangent here, but it used to be where in Walt Disney World, for example, the cast members weren't all college kids that were there temporarily. You know what I mean? So and they had a larger stake in the company. And now that these college kids are there, and I'm sure they're excited to be there, but some just maybe don't have the same passion as cast members of old did. But again, that's not necessarily Bob Iger's fault. I don't know, but I guess if there's he did great things for Disney, but also there might be this too. Do you know what I mean?
Correct. I think his vision was more broader instead of just looking into just one isolated thing. So I would agree. Bob, before I say anything, what did you have to add to that?
I just noticed some of the comments. Yeah, it's gotten expensive. Everything's nickel and dime now.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it doesn't matter who you put in charge. It's just a business that's being run. You get so many different people, so many Imagineers, and so many ideas that I don't think he's making every single decision on his own.
I don't think he possibly can do that. He's only one person. Yeah. So
I think it's going to be fine whoever they replace him with. They'll probably go with a woman this time too.
They probably already have someone in mind.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and they have a lot more to do to make the stockholders happy too. But I would just say for my own personal, like in terms of the parks, I remember the day when you would see Disneyland, like they would paint things throughout the day, specific spots, and then
to make it fresh.
Yeah, and
they
then
still do that.
But it's very limited, and you see a lot more wear in the parks than you used to.
Like a cruise ship when it's in port.
Correct.
Painting it.
Or like a cruise ship when you're on the cruise ship.
Yeah,
like
and
our last Disney cruise ship, the Magic. I could not believe what we were hearing. I thought it was part of the movie. We were watching Black Panther, and all we heard was like a jackhammer and boom, boom, boom. And I'm thinking, wait, is this part of the movie? Because it was like a loud part, and then it kept going. I'm like, they're actually doing work. Either they don't know that we can hear it, or they're just doing what they're told to do. But I thought it was very un-Disney of them to do that at that point of the day. I have no idea what they were doing, but it was really loud.
Or maybe the surround sound was just amazing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it was a little bit too real of an experience.
Someone had the toilet clogged and they were trying to use a machine to get it fixed.
I mean, they were ripping up carpeting and stuff at night, which is fine because more people aren't around. But when you're watching a movie and you hear banging and all this kind of stuff,
it was like a jackhammer.
It sounded like they were building a house or something somewhere. It was so loud.
Yeah. We had some more people coming on, and I'm going to butcher your name, Nicholas Sakuira. He asked, which comics are the best? I think that's all personal opinion on it. Growing up, I liked Scrooge McDuck,
Superman.
DuckTales, and Scrooge McDuck comics. Those are my favorite ones. But I think everyone that probably grew up liking Spider-Man. We also had Kat Rose that joined us. She said, Disney has gotten too expensive for my taste. Cannot afford it. And I think a lot of people will say the same thing.
Well, look at you were looking at the Alaskan cruise for Disney. You're talking about $11,000 versus what, 6,000?
Yeah, there's a lot of advantages. People ask, why do you book cruises so far in advance? Well, there's a lot of advantages for it because when there is no bookings or there's hardly any bookings, the cost is lower. Once the rooms start filling up and the demand for them starts getting higher, the cost is going to go up too. So Disney, they only go through their where you can book a Disney cruise. It only goes through September 2020, and they just opened up that window currently. We were able to just open up because we are going on Norwegian. The window just opened up for that to book a cruise for them through. We booked it for July of 2021, so they're almost a whole year ahead of that. But we compared a July 2020 Disney cruise with a Norwegian July 2020 cruise. The Disney one on the Wonder, which is the second oldest ship, which is a small ship, and the older one, it was $11,000 for a veranda room, which is a balcony midship. Comparing that to a Norwegian one, which was on the Joy, which is a newer Norwegian ship. That one was $6,000. So almost half.
Disney's expensive.
Almost double.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And not a lot of perks with Disney, other than exceptional service and their entertainment and everything. Aside from what we experienced on the Magic, but
yeah, that was for two. That was for two people, though, right? 11,000. Yeah,
correct,
per person.
Correct, and it was 6,000 for two people for the Norwegian cruise. So, Disney is a lot more expensive. We now have 3 Disney cruises booked. We now have 3 Norwegian cruises booked. Or we will have done by the time 2021 ends, and we'll have that one Royal Caribbean cruise on it. So it's more expensive, but there is something about Disney. If you love the Disney parks and you're willing to pay for the Disney parks,
one day at a time,
you're going to do it for a Disney cruise. So
yeah, one day you guys might get the hang of cruising.
Just a little bit. As long as I don't fall over the ship, I'm fine. I'm happy with that. I don't think we welcomed speech fairies in, so welcome. That was Cat Rose. That was, she said, per person. That was for
Carnival is even cheaper. MGM traveling family or family traveling said Carnival probably cheaper. They are cheaper.
Wait, are we checking the chat? I didn't. Chat check.
It's just kind of a natural chat check, I guess. I'm sorry. But thank you for your official chat check.
Disney Nerd Herder said, for a couple and 2 teens, would it be $22,000? No, because if they're in a room, the more people that's in the room, the 3rd and 4th person is going to be less expensive in it. I don't know how much of a drop it is. It just depends on the cost of the cruise, but they're significantly less expensive for the 3rd and 4th cruisers. They base everything on double occupancy. So even if you're in a, say you're going to go solo, you would be responsible for the cost of the $11,000.
Unless you get on a ship that has a single
solo cabin, yeah,
exactly. So like on our group cruise, they don't have solo cabins on the Symphony of the Seas. So someone, if they're going by themselves, they're going to have to pay the price for both people in the room, but they only pay taxes for one of the people.
But you can still get an inside room if you want to still keep it cheaper. And I know we've talked with some people that they don't mind doing that. So, speaking of cruises, and then we were talking about hotels and stuff earlier. In California, they're trying to pass this, and if it passes, I'm sure it'll fluctuate through or go through all the other states. But I guess they're trying to pass, I don't know if it's a bill, but like a law where hotels and motels and all these places that you stay at don't provide the small shampoos or conditioners or any of that kind of stuff, like the one-use type things, because of all the plastic waste and everything. So they're trying to pass it where they don't give any of those. And it was on Facebook the other day, and they were saying, well, I guess no more Disney, like the shampoos with the little ears on them and stuff. We have a lot of those old ones from the hotels for Disney that have
H2O.
Yeah, they had the little ears on them, and I guess if they get rid of those, if these places don't abide by that law, if it becomes a law, then they get fined, so much money. Because I understand the reasoning trying to, get rid of plastic waste and stuff, but also I think that's part of the magic of Disney, because people do take those and they reuse them. Maybe make a law where you would have to recycle them or something. I don't know. What do you guys think on that?
Well, Matthew and Lauren said Disney hotels in Anaheim already don't give them.
Oh, they stopped doing it then?
They have bottles attached to the walls, like what we saw on the Bliss.
Yeah. So you don't get like your own little souvenir. Because that used to be what some people would take for their souvenir. They wouldn't buy anything and just take the bottles with the little Mickey ears on them and stuff. What do you guys think about that?
In that case, people are going to buy the single-use bottles and bring with them. So it's not going to eliminate the problem. You're going to go into whatever store you go into the section that has all the little small bottles, and you're going to buy those because you can't bring more on a plane than a couple ounces anyways.
Yeah.
So there's more small bottles people will be bringing with them.
Yeah.
Problem solved, not solved.
They mean well, but
Cat Rose was saying that it was, I think it was Cat Rose that was saying it was crazy that they do that. But we were surprised when we went on the Norwegian Bliss, which is one of the newer ships, that they had solo cabins, and they had a lot of solo cabins. You're probably looking at 50, maybe not quite that much. It was on 3 decks. There are only inside cabins, but the cool thing is that they also have a virtual reality window that you could look outside so you feel connected. The cool thing that Norwegian is doing that they realized is they are catering to a solo traveler. They have a lounge, which is called the Studio Lounge. So you can go in there, and it's just for the people that are going by themselves. You can have your own special, well, not you can, there's your own special person, not butler, but they, they help for everyone. So they do solo meetups. They do, if you want to go and say you want to do a show, like one of the Broadway shows, you can go with some of the other people that are going solo. So they do a lot for solo people to mingle with each other, so they're not going by themselves. And I think that was one of the things that impressed me most with NCL. And I have a feeling other new ships are going to start doing that too, to cater to the solo passengers. So I thought that was pretty sharp. So I think as the industry changes, and it'll be interesting to see what will actually be on the Disney ship, to see if they follow suit with doing something like that.
So I'm going to ask you, both of you, about this, since you're in Florida and we're not. Do you guys know anything about the Epcot Forever show that's going to be taking over the Epcot? I forget the name of the show that was at Epcot.
Illuminations?
Yeah, that's going to be taking over that. Have you guys heard anything on that as you fall off?
I heard they're going to have kites and wave runners.
Derick is on the edge of his seat about it.
Literally. Yeah. Are you being serious on that, Bob?
Yeah, they showed a picture of they have these kites that are the whole kite and the tail's all lit up, and
wow.
I thought they had drones too, aren't they?
That might be part of it too, yeah.
Well, the drones might be for the permanent show that comes after that.
Yeah.
But this temporary show will only be here for a couple of months, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's going to feature classic Epcot music in it. So there's, while the jet skis and the kites might be iffy, we'll wait till we see it, I suppose. I think everybody's going to love the music that's featured in this show.
Well, the kites have to light up, obviously.
Yeah, they light up.
It's nighttime, yeah. So they're still going to have fireworks and all that.
Well, if you remember, Epcot used to do their fireworks during the day.
Oh no, I've never seen that.
Years ago, and they used to have those inflatable characters and stuff, and they used to have the parade with the double-decker bus.
I think Rob Fuzz had a video.
Yeah, Rob Fuzz had a video on it.
I can't see fireworks at daytime. I don't know the purpose of that. I like them at night, but
most people do.
Yeah.
Jim, I think it's time for another.
Here we go. Chat check.
Brought to you by More Sunshine, Please.
I can't think of the things. Little.
Are you looking in a mirror when you do that, Jim? Are you agreeing with yourself?
I pretend my wife's over there so that we can. Yeah, I got it. I got it covered. She's actually on the other side of the wall. She can't even see me.
So we had Sandra D's Adventures join us. Welcome. And we also have Orlando Parks Rower. So welcome, Kevin. So he has a break from school. So I hope you get a chance to relax and enjoy for a few weeks. So welcome.
I keep forgetting about it's spring break for
it is.
People.
It's we forgot our Easter bunny. Oh well.
Huh?
We bought an Easter bunny for an Easter show, and Easter's this week, so we forgot about it. Yeah, remember I bought it at Marshall's.
Oh, I didn't know that's what it was for.
Yes.
Oh.
So welcome everyone. Thank you.
Hold on. I want to see what he thought it was for.
Oh wait, no, I thought it was just for a decoration. I know he bought it for the show.
Okay.
But we have a Stitch Easter bunny too. It's like a Stitch with bunny ears and stuff. Not here. It's in the closet over there.
So while we have a little bit of a chance to segue into our middle channel, and there's a lot of channels here. If you guys are able to put creators in the channel. This is a chance for us to recognize you and you guys to recognize yourselves with letting us know that you guys are channels. So other people that are in here, please check the other channels out. Subscribe to them. There are so many awesome YouTube channels on here that, one, thank you guys for joining and watching us, but also we want to give you guys a chance to get yourselves recognized too. Saying that, we are starting something new. This is the second time we're doing it. This is where we give a channel shout out. So every week we want to talk about a channel and what they mean to us. So this channel is called Traveling with Bruce. So those of you who are familiar with Traveling with Bruce, he is a cruising channel. When we got off our Disney dream in 2016, we became really excited about cruising. And then we were trying to find different things. And it was actually probably after that, this past year in 2017, when we started really researching other YouTube channels to see what was out there, because we really wanted to know so much about the cruising industry. Traveling with Bruce was one of the channels that we found on it. At the time, we only had 169 subscribers, and he asked us to do a collaboration project with him. He's been on our show. And since then, his channel has, well, not because he's been on our show, but his channel has taken off. At that time, he had just over 1,000 subscribers, and I believe he's now close to 21,000 subscribers. So he does daily shows. He does shows. The only time he doesn't do a show is on Sunday, but he does some days he does 2 shows. One time it's trivia. I think Tuesdays and Thursdays he does trivia, and then the one he does a show regarding to Disney or cruise news. So definitely, if you haven't checked him out, I'll put him in description at the end of the channel. Traveling with Bruce, thank you so much for taking the chance to with us. And we actually met him just a couple days ago. He was touring through the valley, and we met him and had dinner with him. So those of you who on Facebook, we posted pictures of it on our D&G Explorers page. But we were so happy to finally meet him and his wife, who is a mystery woman. You don't see her, but we had a chance. We had a chance to see her, so it was great to see her.
This doesn't sound right.
Yeah. So thank you, Bruce, for all that you do for us.
You made it sound like she was already married or something.
She's a mystery woman.
She's a mystery woman.
She was a lot of fun though. So we've never seen what his wife looked like, but she had some fire in her, that's for sure. She was a lot of fun.
Yes. So thank you guys. And all right. So what other things are we going to be talking about, Greg?
Well, why don't we have Bob and
Jim?
Jim, yeah, sorry. Bob and Jim, stop. Talk about their channels and what days that they're on, because I know Bob and Ashley have been trying a new day for a couple weeks now. That's been working out good. And then Jim has been having his show. So what? Go ahead and talk about your show, please.
My show's called More Sunshine, Bob.
It's my favorite channel on YouTube.
You can go, Jim.
More Sunshine, Please is the name of my channel. Disney World centric channel. I go live every Tuesday at 7:30. And then I try to put out a video every Friday morning. So, and those are my edited features. And my last one was a photo quiz that I did when I first started my channel, and then I gave it up. So I'm returning to that, but I love putting those together. They're really quick and fun. So yeah, that's me. Thanks, guys, for having me.
You're welcome. We see your D&G Explorers shirt, but it's backwards for us.
Well, remember, he created those for us.
Do I need to explain it?
Yes.
Familiar? Okay. So when Derick and Greg first went live, they used the YouTube app, correct? And at the time, everything was showing up backwards. So I thought, well, they need shirts that look backwards so that when they're live, it appears forward. So I made it, I ordered it, and I accidentally had it sent to myself, and so that's why I'm wearing it. But then later on, I sent a pair to you guys, and by that time the problem had fixed. So it always looked backwards whenever you wore it. So yeah. So that's the story behind the shirt.
We still wear that. We wore it on our Norwegian Bliss cruise. So yeah, that's an awesome shirt. Thank you so much. All right, Bob. What did you
I see in the chat somebody wants me to change the channel name to Yes More Sunshine Bob.
Think about it. Think about it hard.
That's Ashley saying that too.
Cat Rose said 7:30 for Bob, or sorry, for Jim. 7:30 Eastern time, yes, and then 4:30 Pacific time for us.
For you guys.
Yes, for us here.
All right, so our channel is just us and whatever we feel like doing that week. It's pretty much it. That's, if I don't feel like doing something, I'm not going to do it. If I feel like doing it, we do it. But we usually just do what we like to do. And hopefully it's going to be a lot more traveling, which I talked to Greg. Greg knows some of our plans coming up, so that's a lot more traveling. But we're trying live at Sundays at 7, and it may just be me going on with you guys or other people. I might have guests on because it's not something that Ashley has fun with like I do. So if you like to see Ashley, I'll bring a picture with me. She can't make it.
She always looked like she was having fun.
Oh, she has fun. It's just it's a busy week. Sunday's a busy day to get ready for the work week and everything. But it's just something I like to get out there because I like talking with people and getting that one-on-one conversation, which you can't do in videos as much.
Are you going to be on? You probably won't be on this Sunday, right? Because it's Easter Sunday, I would imagine. Or are you going to do a show?
It's fine. I'm gonna do a show unless I don't do a show.
Okay.
on
so Bob and Ashley.
On Easter, you're doing a show?
If people want it, I will.
He's going to dress up as the Easter Bunny.
Yes.
No, I won't. I don't. I dressed up as Batman before that.
Oh, there you go. He'll dress up as Batman.
She still won't let me put that mask on yet. So I'm in a one time.
Well, I don't know if you guys have seen, but Bat Dad is on Facebook, and if you haven't seen him, I mean,
he's been around for a while.
Yeah. I don't know if he's making money off of this or what, but I mean, if he is, what he must be making is pretty good because,
Is that the same guy that would create vines? Is that the same guy? Okay.
Yeah, and I was watching a video the other day, and his kids, they love it. I don't know how old they are, probably under 10 years old, but they seem to love it. And then his wife, she'll laugh at times, but at times she'll be like, "Get out of here" or something because he, goes a little too much on it. But
she laughs and says, "Get out of here," but she's laughing at the money he's making.
But I think he's funny.
It's went viral several times, so
it was a good idea.
Yeah, it's for pretending to be Batman. It's a really good idea.
We have joining us Robert from Life with Favor, which is a new change. Yep. So welcome, Robert.
Hey, Robert.
We
they were on live Facebook today.
Oh yeah, Favor was. Yep. Yeah. So we met them on the Norwegian Bliss. So if you guys haven't had a chance to check their channel out, definitely check it out. There's actually 2 channels now. There's Robert from Life with Favor, and then there's Life with Favor. I noticed Disney Nerd Herder says they go live at 10 o'clock Eastern. I think it said on Sundays. So if you guys also, if there's any other channels that go live and you want to put those times in there, definitely put that in there. So we definitely want to help support you guys with what you're doing. But Greg, what else that you want to?
Well, okay. Oh, Bob, what's your dog's name?
We call her name's Nellie, but we call her Nene, like hey.
Hey. George B was asking. So,
and I answered it.
There you go.
It's in here.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry. Okay.
Way to pay attention, Greg.
I've had a long trying day at work.
Pay attention, Greg.
But go ahead.
I don't know who bought them, but these shirts are for sale on Amazon. Jim actually helped us out and created this shirt for us, which is a combination of our Mickey Mouse and our sailing. And a couple of people have bought shirts. So whoever bought them, thank you. Yeah, we're not sure who it is because it doesn't obviously say who's bought it. We just know that there was a transaction. But we appreciate that. Thank you for showing some love and support on it.
Yeah. So this Sunday is Easter, and I don't know if Disney really. Do you guys know if Disney really does anything for Easter on that day? I'm sure they would have a parade, and maybe like an Easter egg hunt, and then all the maybe rabbit characters or something that come out. Do you guys? I don't really hear anything about that.
You know, I'm sure they do a little something, but those are the days I avoid the parks. I mean, I would do it. I would avoid it anyway if my annual pass wasn't blocked out that day. I have the gold pass, so for the next 2 weeks, I'm staying away. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they don't make a big deal about Easter the way they do, say, 4th of July or certainly Christmas. But Bob, do you know if they do anything for Easter at the Magic Kingdom or anything?
I actually I don't know, but I'm wondering if they're gonna cut our block out after Easter, like they do sometimes. You know, at Christmas time, sometimes they'll cut the block out, which is nice. So hopefully after Easter they'll cut it for that second week, because it stinks, you know, for the 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks is a long time.
But the good thing is you can still go to the resorts. You can still go to Disney Springs. You can still go other stuff like that too.
That's true. That's a good time to do those things too.
Except all the other Gold Pass members and below are over there.
I think Tokyo Disney does more for Easter than we do here for some reason, because I see on Facebook a lot, like they have like actual pictures and stuff of like their version of the Easter Bunny, and I've seen it for Disneyland too. But I mean, I've seen really nice pictures where they're promoting Tokyo Disney, so maybe they do more than what we do. It seems like. Well,
they do the eggs, correct, at the resorts and stuff. The decorated chocolate eggs.
Oh, okay. So they probably do an egg hunt at some part of.
Well, they do that at Epcot. They do it with the extravaganza, and this year they have some pretty cool eggs, and the eggs have something inside of it, the prizes, like a sticker. Or it was funny when we did our video the other day, and this is the only time it's ever happened. I shut the cast member's name was Yen, and I heard her saying to somebody, I said, "Could you do that for me?" So she went through the whole spiel. It was perfect, and then I got memory card error, which I've never gotten before, and I didn't record any of it.
Oh wow!
And she knocked it out, and I was like, "Oh man, that's great!" And then memory card error. I've never had that happen before, but out of all the stuff I lost, that was it. I didn't go back and have her do it again, but she did really good.
She probably would have done it one more time if you're like, just do it one more time, please.
So speaking of the blackouts and that, I was just reminding that they're doing more of the groups over at Epcot for the was it the Flower and Garden Festival? One of the groups that I grew up listening to was Sister Sledge. They were one of my favorite groups. They were there April 12th and April 13th, but that would have been during the blackout time, right?
The blackout started the 12th, yeah. Because we were there Thursday, the 11th, and it was John Michael Montgomery at Garden Rocks.
Yeah, I see that on the list. Was there anyone that you guys are looking forward to seeing too, or do you guys not really get into the music bands? Because I don't remember this music lineup being as heavy as it normally is, like for the Food and Wine Festival.
I don't know about Jim, because Jim lives closer than I do, I believe. But with Nellie and our other dog, we don't get to go as long as we'd like to. You know, our day is 8 hours, so we have to pick, is it going to be earlier in the day or later in the day? If we can go later in the day, we'll stop and we'll see whoever's playing. But most of the time, we're out of there usually by the time they start playing.
It kind of doesn't matter who's there. It's just kind of cool to see that show. And I mean, it's whoever's there is usually pretty good, whether you're into that type of music or not.
They were hit at one point.
So it's just kind of cool to see a live music there. I guess coming up though, let's see, a flock of seagulls. That would be interesting to see.
Yeah, Flock of Seagulls he's from this area though, isn't he?
Is he really?
Yeah, the main singer is from or lives in Orlando or has for a long time. Yeah.
That's May 8th and 9th.
They also have John Cicada coming out. Cicada in May 28th through the 29th. Colin Hay of Men at Work.
Hey, Nurse Nancy.
So there's a lot of bands that I think there seems to be more bands here that I was interested in seeing more so than what I saw for the.
We saw the Go-Go's.
Go-Go's.
Well, you know, fun. Not just Disney too, but Universal had Macklemore recently, which was pretty good. we didn't make it that night because we had family come and stuff. But I remember Macklemore. You know who Macklemore is, don't you? First Shot.
I'd have to hear their songs.
Glorious, Glory Days. None of that. You don't. Man,
I'd have to hear the music.
If it's not Erasure.
Well, I'm not gonna sing it yet, but
oh my gosh, Derick.
We did. We were excited a couple of years ago. If you remember, Bare Naked Ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Their lead singer quit that right before they played at Universal Studios.
Wow.
So all excited to see them, first time seeing them, and then like 1 or 2 days before they're to go to Universal, he quit the group. So we went up, we were there, and they started singing, and it was like, oh, it's not the same. Listened to 1 week, and that was it.
We Greg said hello to Nurse Nancy. Welcome, Nurse Nancy. We also had Just Pamela said she has seen the Flock of Seagulls. I like their music.
Didn't they have like the weird hairdo?
Yeah, he has
it was like a wave type of thing and stuff.
That definitely was his.
You think they still have that? You think they're still rocking that haircut?
He would be, I'm sure.
If he has hair. If he has hair, he is.
Yeah, probably.
So we just saw a few days ago, I don't know who's seen us yet, but the Star Wars the only Star Wars trailer that came out that's new was released this past Sunday, I think it was. So I don't know what everybody thinks about this. It kind of went by...
No spoilers.
Wow. It kind of went by fast. Like, it was just like snippets of things. And, but it looks pretty cool. I mean, I don't know what
I'm excited for, Greg. When we go to D23, we might see the trailer for that movie.
Like the actual trailer.
It might be teasers trailer up until then, but the big trailer might be released at D23.
That would be awesome. I don't want them to show too much, because then it's like they did with the Lion King. Like, that's what you were saying. We watched the Lion King trailer and we saw the whole thing, and Derick's like, they just showed the whole movie. I'm like, well, not really, but now that I think about it, they kind of did. I mean,
they did say the Lion King is not going to be shot for shot as a cartoon.
It looked pretty close from what they showed.
That's probably what they showed you, but it's not going to be, the movie's not going to be shot for shot of the cartoon. Just like Dumbo, even if they had remade Dumbo, they couldn't, because Dumbo was a short movie.
Yeah, the Dumbo movie was over almost 2 hours. So
and what's the original, like 53 minutes?
Mm-hmm. Have you guys seen Dumbo yet?
No, she does not want to cry.
No, I haven't seen it.
There's only certain parts that are sad. It's sad, but it's happy. It's endearing.
I had to wear my big boy pants that day.
Did anybody? I talked about this with Jim the other day on his show. Did anybody see that somebody got 20 minutes of Endgame online with major spoilers?
Wow, that's why I'm not gonna watch.
Can you even believe that even happened? Today's day and age. I mean, they were. I saw 2 of the spoilers before I knew what I was actually seeing, and I was like, "Holy crap!" I wish I hadn't seen it. I'm not gonna say a word about it.
Please don't say anything. I told you.
Don't go if you don't want to be. Don't go looking for Endgame spoilers or Endgame leak.
I told Derick yesterday, if anybody spoils this movie for me, I will unfriend them. I don't care.
Yeah, we got what? A week?
Yeah.
A week from tomorrow night, we'll be there.
The cast is actually already doing their publicity tour and everything, and usually they open earlier internationally. I thought that's what they've been doing recently. So I don't know if it's playing somewhere internationally now, or if they're going to wait until next week, because Hollywood hasn't even had their premiere yet, so I don't even know when that is.
They're probably going to wait then.
And the actors, I don't know if it's true, but the way that they're talking, they say, well, we don't even know what happens. We haven't seen the movie. Well, how could you not know what happens if you shot the film, if you were acting in the movie? So I don't know if they're playing it off, or if they really don't know everything, that they just do their parts and they don't know everybody else's parts.
Because they could have shot multiple scenes, ending scenes, and they don't know exactly which one's the way it's going to go.
Yeah.
Or how? They might have shot a death scene with their character and don't know if they're going to live or die.
I do know that the Russo brothers stick false content into their trailers. It's not going to be in the movie, but they put them in the trailers to try to throw people off. And it's a real shame that that person has spoilers and that they're releasing that stuff on the internet. That's horrible. So, I mean, this is 10 years or 11 years, the culmination, and they're calling it the Infinity Saga. Basically, all these movies leading up to this. All I have to say is that it better be worth it. And from what I read, I hear that we're not going to be disappointed with the ending. Should be good.
Well, you're going to 3 hours. You're going to get your money worth either way.
Yeah.
Who leaks 20 minutes of footage? It must be somebody with an axe to grind for some reason. But then on the other hand, who wants to see 20 minutes of footage before the movie? I don't want to see that. I want to wait for the movie. That's kind of rotten.
Yeah.
Do you guys have your tickets yet, or are you going to see it opening weekend?
We're seeing it opening the night it opens, the 25th.
Jim, are you going to wait a little bit, or are you going to?
I would love to see it opening weekend, but I don't have tickets yet, and I probably won't. At this point, I probably won't get them. But I need to see it fast because I don't want anything ruined for me.
Yeah.
Do you want?
I don't want to go back to my classroom and have students talking about it and accidentally hearing stuff. So,
Jim, you want me to ask Ashley if you can use her ticket because she doesn't really want to see it in 3D.
What?
We have 3D tickets. She does. 3D gives her a headache.
Is she there? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, she's making a face at me.
I can only imagine.
That's wrong. Hi, Ashley. You probably can't hear us.
Hi. She said hi. You can yell hi. Say hi. She pushed it.
I heard her.
Jim, I think it's time for another episode of
Here We Go. Check. I'm not pretending she's over there anymore.
Brought to you by More Sunshine Please, where the sun always rises in the east.
She was there. You missed her.
That's all I got. So we have Jamie from Sharon Etsy. Welcome so much for joining us. Sheila Bossiger. She joined us. Also, who else joined us? I thought there was another name that I missed. So if I did, I apologize. Some of the stuff they're saying is, what is D23? So D23 is a big Disney event. It's for D23 members, and it's usually the time when Disney announces special events. So they'll have panels for the movies, Disney cruise, theme parks. They'll have like a Disney, it's not the honorary, but Disney Legends. They'll have new Disney Legends there. But it's usually in, do they rotate it? It's
rotated every 2 years.
So it's in Anaheim this year, in August. So it is something that you have to sign up for to get in there. But it's, and as you can see Jim's screen, if he says something, he'll pop into it.
Yes, I had this at the ready, waiting for you to talk about it so I could throw it up there. And impressive.
The easiest way to say it, Jim, it's like Comic-Con, right?
Yeah, that's good.
A lot of people in cosplay and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like the Star Wars Expo that they just had in Chicago, but for everything Disney.
Yeah.
And it looks like we have a lot of Erasure fans in the chat because several people have made comments about Erasure. So one day we'll sing our top 10 songs of Erasure for everyone.
Oh, you can have fun with that.
And maybe someday they will be in Epcot.
Maybe, who knows?
Doubt they would come out here just for that, but you never know.
Matthew and Lauren was asking who's going to D23. So
all four of us,
yes,
are going.
I know Alana Zingano's going.
Oh, is she?
Yep, she's going because she put something on Facebook for people who are interested in going for a meet and greet. I'm not sure what other channels, but I guarantee you there's a lot of other channels out there who haven't mentioned it yet that will be going out to D23. So yeah, it's we can't wait for that. It's going to be exciting to go. It's going to be cool just to meet up everyone. Now we're only going for one day into D23. Jim and then also a friend of ours who is going with us. They haven't been to Disneyland before, or it's been a very long time. I believe Jim said it's been a very long time since he's been. So we also want to spend at least 2 days into the parks. So we're kind of juggle between how much we can spend in D23, but we figured we can spend one full day for the most part.
Did you guys hear what happened to us on the D23?
No.
We are leaving Saturday night now because we actually got an email that our flight was 4 hours was added to our flight. We booked the flights for a red eye back on Sunday night, straight back to be back by Monday morning. And they changed it to a layover in Atlanta or somewhere in DC for 4 hours. So we had to jump off of United and went with Delta, and the best flight we could get was Saturday night. So we're going to miss Sunday.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a bummer since we paid for all 3 days too. Maybe we'll miss our flight. I don't know.
Ruth said, how was your mom's birthday in Vegas? So we always try to go for her birthday, and so it's a good time. And we go frequently enough where we are lucky enough to get comped rooms. She gets a lot more benefits than we do, but I think she gets like 4 nights comped and like $100 in resort fees and state $50 in free play. So she did good. She's always, that's her adult Disneyland. So she had a good time. Thank you for asking. And then what else do we have here? Well, I think that's it. So yeah, our next big thing will be, I think, to Disneyland will be for D23. So it seems that it's not that far away, but it's
well,
I mean, how
it's
many?
August, so it's kind
Like
of far away.
127 days or something.
Yeah.
Early enough that we can't book any dining reservations yet because it is not Walt Disney World. You can't book 6 months in advance.
No,
It'll be here before you know it, though. I can't believe it's already April. I can't believe it's already mid-April.
Yeah, you're about to have a big vacation, Jim.
Yeah, can't wait.
Well, I'm just. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to tell you, I seen Traveling with Bruce was here. You were talking about him earlier.
Oh, was he?
He's still here.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
let's
is.
see. Hey, Bruce.
Welcome, Bruce. We gave you a shout out as one of our channels for saying thank you to help us. So thank you so much for Traveling with Bruce. Again, if you guys haven't had a chance to check his channel out, follow his link into it and check his channel and subscribe to him. So thank you for joining us, Bruce.
Yes, thank you very much.
And he just came off a live show today earlier. So thank you. So Catherine from Lifestyle Team. Oh no, that's going to be that's Chris. They are going to see Flock of Seagulls. So that's exciting. Yeah. So
I'm just looking forward to, August is a ways away, so the Disney movie season just barely started with Captain Marvel. So I don't know who's seen that movie, but it leads into the Avengers and Endgame, and then Dumbo's already out, and Aladdin is looking a lot better to me, I think to us, because we saw an actual full trailer, although Jafar still isn't menacing enough. I'm sorry, the way he sounds and talks. And I could probably say the same thing about Scar. I'm really disappointed that they didn't use Jeremy Irons again, because I think he would have been perfect. I mean, they bring James Earl Jones back. They could have brought Jeremy Irons back. But then you got Toy Story 4, which we actually saw a full trailer of, and that one looks good. I don't want to know too much more about that one, though. And then the new Star Wars later on in the year. And they are going to have Don Rickles talk as Mr. Potato Head. He didn't actually record anything before his passing, but they said that they had plenty of unused audio from prior films that they kind of put stuff together to make it more seamless. And the family, gave their blessing. Disney asked if they wanted him to be in it, and of course they said yes. So that's good.
Hey, Gregory, you know how they do that with some animated characters? Mm-hmm. They did that with Pikachu, the new movie with Ryan Reynolds. They used different actors from their shows and put it with the voice until they got one that they liked. Because before him, it was the leading guy was Danny DeVito to be the voice of Pikachu.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm glad they went with Ryan Reynolds.
Matthew and Lauren are heading out, so thank you guys for joining us. Enjoy your dinner.
Yes, thank you.
And then they were asking, what are we drinking? It was Nurse Nancy. So this is, I guess this would be pond water, but it's Blue Caraco, ginger beer.
Is that the Explorer special?
Yeah, there you go. And it's also a habanero tequila in mine. Greg has
ginger. in it.
Yours is mezcal is in it instead of tequila. So yours has the worm in it.
Well, the worm's not actually in there, but I'm barely drinking any of it anyway. So I'm actually trying to cut back on. Not that I drink a lot anyway, but I'm just actually trying to not drink as much.
It does look good though. It reminds me of that those old knee-high blue cream sodas.
Yeah. So I'm kind of not drinking as much anymore. So
did we get Cargo? Cargo joined us. Cargo?
Huh?
I heard it'll stunt your growth.
Oh.
Now you tell me.
I think I'm done growing. So.
Welcome, Cargo. Thank you so much. So you anything else? Let's kind of I don't know if there's anything else that you want to add, or
anything anybody want to talk about? Want to ask us?
Yeah, definitely. If there's anything in chat.
I just wanted to say earlier I was kind of being a smart ass because I'm not really used to talking up our channel. So I get kind of like, but we do a lot of cool stuff. So if you check us out, we really appreciate it. I'm not always a smart ass. You know what I mean?
We like watching your show. We like watching Jim's show. And then for me, like seeing it on a Sunday, I haven't been on YouTube that much, even watching stuff on YouTube, live shows. So when I started seeing you guys were on a Sunday, I started watching you guys and getting more back into the groove of everything. So, and then watching Jim on Tuesday. So I think that's a good day for you, Bob and Ashley on Sunday and Jim on Tuesday.
You see we've done it 3 times, and 2 of the times the feed cut out.
Well, last time it wasn't your fault. You had a storm.
It was the storm and the power was knocked out. But the first time, the computer decided to restart in the middle of the stream.
So for us coming up, as I'm looking at the chat to see if any people have any questions, we are still doing our Bliss. Now we took a few weeks off. We weren't releasing any videos. We're back to doing the Bliss, and it's kind of interesting. I think that not releasing anything, when they talk about being consistent and releasing stuff, I think it's if you don't, people don't really have you in mind. But I'm noticing that the last couple of videos we have, the views have been low. So if you guys haven't had a chance to check out the Bliss vlogs that we've been doing, we still are, I think, on day 5. We just released our 2 Tortola videos, which we had probably our best day on the cruise. We did a open bus tour where we went to a 400-year-old rum distillery. And then the second video that we did a teppanyaki video. So if you guys haven't had a chance, definitely check those out. Those are really fun days for us. And then the next one was a sea day. Well, thank you for RVing.
Night RV.
RVing.
I just wanted to say on that, with especially I've seen a lot of people that put creator up there, and if you are a small channel, don't get discouraged by if you have low views, or you're at one point or another you're gonna get a troll and you're gonna get haters. You're gonna get people who are gonna dislike your video without even watching it. So don't take it to heart. The only time I would take an actual dislike to heart is if somebody actually gave you constructive criticism. And if they gave you a dislike and say, hey, this is why I did. Otherwise, don't get focused on that. Just do what you like doing and just keep doing it.
Welcome, R. Johns. Disney legend R. Johns. Oh, welcome.
Legend.
Yeah, welcome.
Rob Souter.
Yeah, so I totally agree with you, Bob, because you have no control on how quick your channel is going to grow. We want to be a place where people can come in and we can help promote other people, because we wouldn't be where we were if we didn't have other channels help us and promote us. So we thank those so much, and we want to pay it forward and do the same thing. And there's the one thing you find out, there's more important things to life than a YouTube channel. Yes, you'd like to see the channel grow, which I think we all do. But definitely you realize there's other things going on in life that you have to be more concerned about. So it's you do take it with a grain of salt, and we're glad we're back. We're excited about the videos that we're doing coming up and coming back live to you guys. So it's been something we've been looking forward to come back to. So we're glad we're back for you.
It's going to be fun.
Any other questions that you guys can think about?
Or any news that you guys might have?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't mean like.
But I can't say it yet. But there's some exciting stuff coming up in the next month.
Well, anything about like the parks or anything that you guys have heard of? I know it's not Disney, but Universal Studios has their new Hagrid ride coming out. I don't know when that opens, though. Do you guys know?
I think it's June 23rd or somewhere around there.
That one looks really fun. I want to go on that.
Yeah, I'm excited because our passes are up in July, so we'll get to ride it before we decide to renew or not, because we just don't seem to go there as much as everywhere else.
Yeah, that one looks like a lot of fun. And
on my show yesterday, I'm sorry to interrupt, the Orlando Sentinel released a video showing the inside of the gondola cabins. Did you guys, what do you guys think about the inside of those cabins?
Very plain. I didn't. Yeah. It's like what you said, a bench in the sky. I think Bob might have said it. It's a bench in the sky. There's really little to it, but they made it sound good.
That looks like a little oven that you're sitting in.
Well, the way that the air vents are positioned, it's supposed to like push the air up into it, and you're supposed to cool off. But
sit in your car with the windows down in the summer. It's still hot.
Well, but you're not moving. But you're not moving in the car.
Even driving around with your windows open, it's still going to be hot.
I think that and being so close, or even being above the water, kind of freaks me out, because I don't really like those things anyway, because it's just you're hanging on a wire. And I mean, do they have an escape thing if it falls in the water?
Hopefully it floats.
I think about those things. So I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks about that kind of stuff.
If people aren't familiar with what we're talking about, there is no air conditioning in these cabins. So what they were talking about was that the windows, there is a mesh screen over them to block sunlight from coming in, I guess. And they can open to allow for a breeze, a cross breeze. So when the cabin is traveling at 11 miles per hour, it will create this cross breeze. However, when it stops, or if it stops, is there no breeze? So then you're in an oven in the sky.
You know what it reminds me of, Jim? It kind of reminds me of the size of inside of the Hogwarts Express.
Oh.
Have you rode that one yet at Universal?
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's really tight. 8 people is a tight fit.
Yeah, these things hold 10 people, right? And hopefully they're not going to cram 10 people every time into one of these things.
I actually like the train at Universal. I don't remember it being too tight of a quarter. But
they had an air conditioning.
But yeah, they had air conditioning. And they make you seem like you're on there for like 10 minutes. But, I mean, you're on there for maybe less than 5, really. But I noticed Jim has a really good fan water bottle behind him. So when all else fails, bring your fan water bottle with you so you can just spritz yourself and fan yourself if you need to.
That's a great idea. I'll be doing that. Also, there are gondola systems. You had mentioned your concern about hanging on the cable like that. There are gondola systems around the world that, and you never hear really of an accident with them. So I'm counting on this being a relatively safe, or hopefully very safe, mode of transportation in Disney World. So
unless Jim,
what's that?
Did you see that video with the one with it wasn't a gondola, but it was a ski lift, and they were slinging the people off?
What? Don't tell Greg that.
Oh no! If you watch that, it was horrible.
I'm
going to Blizzard Beach then.
I'm going to send it to Greg tonight.
I think I did see something with that. I know it's
a different system. Yeah, it's a different system.
Yeah. Well, the gondola that we were on in St. Thomas, that was pretty scary too. And that was like going up and down a very steep hill. And at one point you have a pole here and a pole way over here. And then the line is like slowly dipping down as you're going through it. And that was kind of nerve-wracking. Huh?
I think you're being dramatic.
No, you watch the video and see. It actually starts lowering as you're going.
I'll check that out. I'll check that out next year.
just a little scary.
We have a few more people that jumped on. Walter Grams, thank you for joining us, as well as Zippity Doodad. We also had, I think there's some more coming up, but there were some questions that they had asked us.
Are you checking the chat? I'm sorry. Check.
Brought to you by More Sunshine, where the sun sets.
Every day is sunny.
The sun never sets. The sun never sets.
He was like coming up with some good stuff for us yesterday.
I know, he's got it written down though. See what happens when you write it down.
Whatever.
I made a list.
Taser Travel says, are you guys going on other ships like the Bliss class? Our next Norwegian cruise is on the Escape, which is actually about 200-300 passengers bigger than the Norwegian Bliss. And then we just Taser Travel. And then in 2021, we just booked the Encore. So that is a sister ship of the Bliss. And I believe they are both the Breakaway Plus. All three of them are in the Breakaway Plus category. At what Disney nerd herders, at what point do you start to be concerned about the numbers? We have more videos and subs. I think the key is you, as easy as it is to say and not to worry about subs, I would look at more of building your brand, meaning what makes your channel your channel.
Just have fun with it too.
Correct. I mean,
there's no point.
Think about this too. Most channels, even the big channels, if you're getting 10% of your subs watching all your stuff, you're doing good. So if you have 200 subs and you're getting 20 people to watch it, you're doing good. Because these big channels, even the big local ones that have 600,000 subs, most of their videos only get 125,000 views. So people sub to you for whatever reason it is. They're not going to watch all your stuff. Just be happy with what you do. If you're happy with it, numbers, we all want to be bigger, but it's just like winning a lottery. Not everybody's going to win. Not everybody's going to, don't get upset because you see one channel that's the same channel as you, but for some reason they're crushing it. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah,
and a video can go viral at any time and you have no control of it. And I would say another thing too is work on yourself, because when we first started, we felt that we had to say something. Well, there's a lot of other people saying the same thing that can do it better than what we can. So what makes us unique is us. So, the silly things that we do, like Dilly, just what we do to make our brand of channel, just focus on that and, work on yourselves. And we weren't comfortable going live. So what did? We started going live. And the more we did it, our comfort zone got better. So that's the only way that you're going to do it, be more natural. And it's helped us when we do our videos.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is me being shy right now.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the main thing. Especially if you don't have the viewers, you really just use this time to focus on yourself and practice your craft of improving your videos. And I'm really using this as a training period. And it will come. It might take, a little bit longer.
Yeah, think about it. Somebody else is willing to watch you. That in itself is amazing.
And scary at the same time.
It's amazing. It's scary. It's just, yes. Yeah, somebody asked, I'm going to go on the new Harry Potter ride for sure. I like all things Harry Potter.
We're going on the Escape. Taser travels in September this year.
Buzz in the house.
Hey, Rob Buzz, welcome back. Hope you had a cool trip.
Danny and Ruth were saying that they're enjoying the list video, so thank you guys so much. Yeah, Rob Fuzz. So welcome, Rob. He came back from his NCL Bon Jovi cruise, so I can't wait to see what he has to say about it. As we talk about channels, Rob has been a huge supporter of us, so please make sure you guys check his channel out if you haven't already. Does amazing technology stuff, so he's been a huge help for us technology-wise. So welcome. Appreciate you showing up. Doesn't sound right, huh? Appreciate you showing up.
I don't think it came out really that bad, but appreciate you showing up for once now. That's not how it came out.
Yeah, so anything else that you guys want to add?
Jim's being very quiet over there.
I don't want to say something stupid and then the camera cuts to me and for naught somebody else has something valid to say. So I bide my time, I know how this works.
You don't say anything stupid. I know that you said that you were looking forward to the new Aladdin. You've seen all the trailers so far, right?
Yes. Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, because A Friend Like Me song is kind of, I guess it's like rap and singing. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's a good thing that they're not just recreating what we already have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not recreating the original. Well, what's the point in that? So to add a new flair to it, I'm all for that. This is a new movie, after all. So let's have some new things in it. That's why I'm okay with The Lion King not being a shot-for-shot remake. First of all, I don't think some of those shots, if you tried to recreate them, would look cartoony. So you've got to do different things. You got to have different voices in there. Otherwise, it's we already have that movie. So yeah, for Aladdin, I think this is. I think it's going to be very good. Guy Ritchie is directing it. The writer, I forget his name. He's written some Tim Burton movies, so he knows what he's doing. It'll be a Tim Burton movie without Tim Burton, I guess. So maybe that'll be great. I don't know.
It'll be a lighter picture. It'll be a lighter movie.
Yes. Maybe not so freaky.
Too many people are comparing Will Smith to Robin Williams.
It's not fair.
It's not. And Will Smith is even, was saying something like, basically he has big shoes that he has to fill. He's going to make it his own. And, you can't compare. And all these people that are saying all these bad things and stuff, you haven't even seen the movie yet. So I first thought, okay, I'm not going to like it because I saw the teaser type thing. And I just thought, it doesn't look okay. It doesn't look that good. I didn't like how Aladdin looked and everything. And then as I started seeing it more, it's like, okay, now it's growing on me. It's looking better. Aladdin actually, does look kind of like, I guess, how Aladdin would look as a real person. And I think they got Princess Jasmine spot on. So, they haven't shown everything, but the special effects, I think, look really cool so far. So,
yeah, I think it's unfair.
They haven't finished the special effects either.
Oh, they haven't?
Yeah, they usually get that done right before the movie comes out. Final fine tuning.
And who could, when you think about it, who could replace Robin Williams? Nobody could. Mm-hmm. So you've got to approach this, from a new angle. It's going to be Will Smith's take on this. If you want Robin Williams as the genie, you've got that already. So
yeah,
let's see what Will Smith can do before we.
As long as his take on the genie is better than his take on Jim West.
Okay.
Robin Williams actually played the genie twice, in the first one and in the third one. So you have double Robin Williams as the genie. And then I think Will Smith actually, they made him look good as the genie, so I actually think he fits the persona of the genie.
Who would you think would be a better genie right now than after you've seen him as the genie?
Mr. Bean.
Oh my gosh, Derick.
No.
Could you imagine? Wow. He would not talk. Maybe Martin Short, but that's kind of a stretch, I think.
Yeah,
after seeing Will Smith.
You just have to wait to see how he does, because he's not going to try to be Robin Williams. You can't.
No. So, but yeah, and the Toy Story 4, I think this is the last one that they're going to do. It seems like it's coming to a close the way that the trailer was going. And it's, from what I heard, Tom Hanks and Tim Allen both, it was hard for them to film their last parts. So that might be telling us something that, is going to be sad. I mean, they always pull at your heartstrings in those movies. So, but I would think.
Well, I think maybe there might be more, but it's time for Buzz and Woody and them to be, because that's probably too much money that's costing them to get those guys every time to come back too. But if you can bring in new toys and lesser names, and then you can spin it off or whatever you want.
But then I don't know. I think that might take away from. I think if they're going to do that, they should just, my opinion, maybe just end it with them and not kind of saturate it and milk it for all it's worth. Just kind of end it at a certain point. But that's
a better idea would be come up with something new,
like Monsters Inc. they're on that's another thing I was going to bring up was what's their channel? It's like Netflix. What is it going to be called?
Disney Plus.
Yeah, they're coming out with a Monsters Inc. show, and most of the original cast is coming back. Aside from, Roz, the character Roz won't be back, but it'll be like a relative of Roz. I don't know if the same person's playing the part, but most of the original cast will be back. It's a shame they couldn't do an actual movie where Boo comes back as an adult and she has kids or something. That would have been cool, but maybe they'll do that on the show. So, but that's going to have a lot of different shows. They're making Marvel shows for it. They're going to have the whole Star Wars, eventually the whole Star Wars library, new Star Wars shows, Marvel shows. I mean, it's probably going to blow Netflix out of the water at some point.
Well, didn't they say when they announced it, Netflix value dropped $8 billion the same day? Plus, I just hope they do like Netflix did, and everything's available on that date. You're not waiting a week or whatever for every episode.
Yeah.
What's the point of having a streaming service if you can't get everything readily available?
I don't think Netflix is going to hurt, or Amazon Prime, because they have their own stuff, their own original shows, but their subscription prices are going up too. And I hardly ever really see anything on Netflix that I'm really interested in watching, at least recently. So we might have to try to subscribe to this new Disney thing and see what happens.
I was just going to ask you that. Are you guys subscribing day one? You guys going to get it?
We might. I mean, if they have a special deal, because sometimes when they launch new things, you get a percentage off, but it's only for a certain time. And then if you do it after, you don't get that percentage off, but I don't even know if they're going to do that. So.
Well, they do have, it'll be $6.99 a month or $69.99 for the year. So if you get the whole year, there is a bit of a reduction in price there. So it'd be like $5 something a month.
Like in 2 months free.
Yeah, something like that. So
it'd be worth it probably just to pay for a year and see how it is.
Yeah, I think I'll be getting it.
Or you could do like people do with HBO, and they just wait for all of Game of Thrones, and then they get HBO Go or Now, watch them all, and then get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they bought Fox now, so that's official. Now the Simpsons are part of the Disney family, which I thought I didn't even think about if I would ever see the day that would happen. So they've taken a hold of a lot of things, and Deadpool they'll still be making Deadpool movies. I don't think they're going to be rated R though anymore.
Well, so I'm sorry, Greg. Speaking of Deadpool, Disney owns that. They also own 60% of Hulu. So a movie like Deadpool will not be on Disney Plus. That will go to Hulu.
Oh no, I mean, well, Deadpool will be in the theater before anything else, but I just don't know if you can't make him not rated R because that's not his character. His character is supposed to be rated R. And then the new X-Men movie, Dark Phoenix, is the very last movie that Fox is making before Disney took over. So it's basically the last official Fox X-Men movie. After this, whatever Disney is going to do with them, they're going to do. So I just hope that one's good, because that one's been getting a lot of flack and it's not even out yet.
We had Texas Takes joined us, so welcome. And Kevin from Orlando Park Rovers said that he's just glad they don't have Dwayne Johnson as the genie.
No, I couldn't. I mean, physicality-wise, I could see it, but not funny. I mean, he's kind of funny. But
kind of did that already with Maui in Moana. That kind of was him as the genie.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that. He's a very busy man, too. I don't know how he finds energy to do what he does, but he does it.
He was one of the producers on Shazam also, his company.
Wow.
He's doing good.
He gets up like at 4 a.m. and does his movies and everything. I just don't know where he gets the energy.
Pretty soon he'll be in more movies than Samuel Jackson.
Yep. What?
We've been on an hour and a half.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess he's trying to say that's probably it for this show, but it was a lot of fun coming back and, seeing everybody on here. And we were off for almost a month, but it's
More
good
than
to
a
be.
month.
Yeah, actually more than a month, but it's good to be back and just needed a recharge and things like that. So, but thank you, Jim and Bob, for being on the show. And what happened?
Well, thanks for having us. It's good to be back.
Sorry,
where'd the picture go? Sorry, he had a call come in. Oh, there you are. Oh no, you're very welcome. Thank you for being on our show. Did you have?
Real
else?
quick, you guys let us know what you have going on coming up. So Jim, what is up next on your show, and then we'll move it over to Bob to see what's up next for you guys.
Well, thanks.
Or what did you just recently do?
Every Tuesday I go live 7:30, and then every Friday I try to release a new video. I'll have something up this Friday. I don't know what it'll be, but it'll be something. But just really quick before I say goodbye. I got into YouTube as a hobby. I like editing. That's my thing. That's what I enjoy doing. I never expected to go live or have a live stream, but ever since I've gotten to meet nice people like you guys, so many people. Being part of this community has been an unexpected joy. So everybody, if you are afraid to go live, give it a shot. It's actually a lot of fun. It's an equal amount of fun as the editing I do. With my edited videos and live streaming, they're kind of the same for me now. So I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun. I get to meet great people. So again, thanks for having me on, guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you. As always, as being our support channel, thank you so much for everything that you do for us. Bob, what's going on with you?
Yeah, Jim had a good point. If you don't like doing something or public speaking or something like that, start with the videos. Make your videos. Make a video, put it out. If a couple people watch it, that's awesome. If more people start watching, that's even better. Just be happy with what you do. If you start doing it and you don't like doing it, don't do it anymore. If you I don't know what to say. Just give it a shot, like Jim said. I used to hate public speaking, and the best way to do it is to do it. Going live. I like going live now every Sunday because I like interacting with people more. And it's something you don't get to do with the videos unless you're doing a premiere. And then a premiere, let's be real. Most of your videos are only 8 minutes to 17 minutes. That's all the time you have to talk to somebody during a premiere. As they're trying to watch it too. It's a better way to get out there. And maybe Sunday we'll talk about what's your favorite Easter tradition besides coming on a live stream.
I like the thing you have in back of you. If you can dream it, you can do it. So just go by those words and you can do a live show.
Yeah, it's
believe.
It's like one of the reasons we really adopted the don't waste a day, every day is a gift. And yep. I'm sure people on here and you guys know every day is a gift.
And you were talking about making shirts with that, right?
Yeah, I have a friend who's a designer and he's working on it right now to go on with that. Because Chris Ryback we saw her at Epcot and she gave Ashley and me both a shirt with "Don't Waste a Day, Every Day's a Gift." And it was something that her first time seeing us, and we said it, and she's like, "Wow, that's." She was going through something in her life at that time, and it just clicked too. And everybody's going through something. You never know when they're going through it. That's if you can be nice to everybody you see, you might be the best part of their day. Like Jim was saying earlier, I think a lot of the problem now with you get normal people working normal jobs, and at Disney too, they may be having a bad day. And it's hard to say, well, that's their job. Everybody's had a bad day and you've been cranky or complaining or what, but just think about that. If you like to hear somebody ramble on, come see our live shows.
No, I like your saying. I always liked it since the first day I heard it. So that if you make shirts, we would definitely buy a shirt each. So that'd be cool.
Bob, what do you have coming up?
We have. I wish I could say it, but
you could tell us. Don't get in trouble.
We'll have our normal videos. We do the warehouse updates we've been doing for forever now. Some weekends we'll do 2, some we'll do 1. It just depends on we'll get over to the parks. We just put out one today where we checked out the new decorated Easter eggs at the beach club, and we got one of their new shakes at Beaches and Cream, which was fantastic. And we're just gonna, we're gonna do what we like doing.
When we go to Florida, I want to go to the warehouse. That'd be cool to go with you and Ashley sometime. That'd be a lot of fun, I think. So, and then
we seem to keep missing Jim too. So
yeah, and if Jim wanted to go, we could just all go together. That'd be awesome.
It's funny. The last time we went, it was like everybody who does those videos were there that day, and we just missed them all.
Wow.
But you're the best at it. You guys are the best at it.
Oh, that's very humbling. If even one person thinks that, so thanks, Jim.
You guys do a good job.
So I've been reading the chat, you guys. Thank you so much for all the kind words and the support of us and welcoming us back to the live shows. We've also received, not only in words, people messaging us, cards. We've received cards, just
thank you very
positive
much for
thoughts and prayers. So thank you for everything. Again, like what Jim said, it's an amazing community, and all the care that you guys have shown us, it just really gets to us. So thank you so much. Ruth Madera says her quote is, "Happy endings don't write themselves." So that is a very good saying. So thank you for sharing that. For us, we have actually I have to start editing because I haven't done it, but our next video will be Sea Day on the Norwegian Bliss. So that's probably going to be 2 days, as they tend to be, because there's so much activities that we do on a sea day. And then we'll see if we go live next week. Hopefully we'll be live next week. But other than that, Greg, do you have anything that you want to add?
No, just thank you again for all your support and your love and kindness towards us. We really appreciate it. So it's very welcoming and appreciative of you.
Yeah. And Blaine 2007, we're just about to end it, but thank you for popping in real quick. Let's go around and how we end our shows. So Jim, you're on the spot. How do you end your channel?
I don't end it like but I know you want me to say. I know what you want me to say, so I'll say it begrudgingly. Can I get some more sunshine, please?
That is not how you're supposed to do it. Now do it the way Derick does it.
Can I get some more sunshine, please?
There you go. That's better.
Right. Bob, go on to you.
Never stop exploring.
There you go.
No,
that's a good one too.
I thought that was funny because that's what I said after I burped the other day for you guys.
Along with what you always say.
Oh, don't waste a day. Every day is a gift.
Yeah. Thank you, all the mods, for what you guys keeping an eye. Bob, thank you for that.
Mods are moderators.
Yes.
Texas Takes.
So thank you so much for that. And again, thank you guys for all your support. We look forward to seeing you again real soon. And with that, Explorers, as we like to end our show, as Walt Disney says,
we are
just getting started. Thanks, everyone.
Have a nice evening.
Take care.
Have a good Easter.
Happy Easter.
Bye, guys. Happy Easter.